Hello everyone, welcome back to Witchinary. If you haven't yet to subscribe to this channel, then please do so because we're getting crafty. And happy summer of 2020, guys. We made it. Hopefully the second half of this year brings us more blessings and more joys that the first half of this year did not. Let me tell you, I do not have the emotional capabilities to deal with any more shenanigans from this year. So like 2020, if you were planning on having an alien invasion, I'm gonna need you to cancel that now. Cause like, chill, just calm down. Stop this, okay? Because I am freaking out so much, I figured like, you know, making some nice cheerful cards for this month would still be a really good idea. So to do that, I'm pulling out some lawnfawn stamps. Shout out to Miss Katie from Hook, Line, and Inker who actually gifted me these stamps, and they are the winter unicorn and a little sparkle. I literally got them a while ago and I've been meaning to use them, but I have not gotten around to it, so thank you so much for sending these over. Let's get to it. I inked up all of my images using some Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink, and now I'm gonna go ahead and take my Ohuhu alcohol markers. I really hope that's what they're called. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not gonna ruin my voiceover. No, we're in this. But yeah, I'm gonna take my alcohol markers and I'm going to color all of my unicorns in various rainbow shades. I definitely want them to stand out vibrantly against the backgrounds, even though I am planning on making rainbow backgrounds. And that was kind of like the idea behind all of their colors. I go ahead and I die cut all of my images using the coordinating dies, and then from my stash I pulled out some pastel cardstocks. Now I will be honest with you guys, I have no idea where half of these came from, but I'm going to try to link to the colors that I think they are below. Sometimes things just appear in my craft room, and when I'm doing like a deep dive into my stash, I forget where things come from, and I'm very sorry about that. But it's the reality of the situation. What can I say? You know, it is what it is. When I think of unicorns, I always think about them frolicking up in the clouds, and I did not have a cloud stencil or a cloud die to make my fantasy happen. So I just go ahead and take out my embossing powder and I just start tracing little lines on it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this out and make some clouds out of it. Like who needs money when you got creativity? Obviously not I. But, you know, whatever. Moving on. For this card, I really wanted to have a rainbow sort of background, so I go ahead and I just started adhering all of those strips using my tape runner onto a white card panel that I had already that I had already cut out. It's late, man. It's late. I'm trying. I'm dying, but I'm trying. Anyway, and I wanted to cut. Wow. Okay. We're gonna keep going. We're not gonna edit this out. I wanted to put them on my card panel to resemble a rainbow, so I tried to do that to the best of my ability. Once that was done, I took my word dies from my stash. They are the Smile, Lawnfawn die set, and the Believe and the Four Seasons dies from Simon Says Stamp, and I just cut out those sentiments from some black cardstock, and then I pulled out my Gina K glitter glue, not my glitter glue, it's my holographic glitter paste, and I just go ahead and I just dab that onto all of my word sentiments. I could have left them black, and honestly if I did, they probably would have popped out against my background a lot more than if I had added the sparkle, but your girl wanted to live a very extra life and add more sparkle to cards that promised a sparkle sentiment, so that's what I ended up doing. I raised my little unicorns up using some foam tape, and then I just go ahead and stamp down some of those sparkles around my unicorns. I wasn't satisfied with that amount of sparkles, so I took out my Moonshine sequins from Simon Says Stamp and I adhere those down using my multimedia matte glue. And once I was done with that, I definitely wanted to add a little bit more interest, so I go ahead and I take some of those clouds that we made earlier and I just adhere that to the corner of my actual card panel, and that kind of wrapped up this panel, although I haven't adhered it to a card base yet. I will be very honest, I literally only had that one card in mind when I started crafting for this video, but because I like to make more than one card, because I like to send my cards to a lot of people, I wanted to challenge myself to see how many other designs I can make based on that one card design, similar to like when you're playing a game that requires you to take one word and come up with a ton of different words for that one word. this would be similar. Besides, you guys know I'm obsessed with Project Runway and I love to pretend I'm Tim Gunn and I want to make an entire collection for a whole season, so I was living a good fantasy here, living my best summer life trying to make a little rainbow unicorn collection. So that is why all of these cards look very, very similar, but this was my little rainbow unicorn moment, right? Alright. I took my summer die cutout and I just go ahead and dab more of that Gina K glitter glue on it, and then I'm gonna take my fabulous CVS tweezers because I was trying to pluck my eyebrows, and I'm just gonna use that to position my my little sentiment to the center of this card panel. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing I did with my last card and just stamp a few more of those glitter stamps around this little sentiment and add a few Simon Says Stamp Moonshine sequins, and then I'm just gonna stamp down hello from the coordinating Four Seasons stamp set to go along with these dies. And I'm just going to also just add a few little wands and a few little fairies to just kind of wrap up those looks. This card, the idea that I wanted to give was literally like the same as everything else, because that's where our creativity is at nowadays, but I just definitely wanted to give the impression that like this one little unicorn with the like cute scarf, which honestly he looks fabulous as heck. Like can we just talk about how natural this like little unicorn looks when you don't use him for like his winter purpose. Like he looks like he's ready for a party. I'm feeling this. Like I love that little unicorn, but I just wanted to give the impression that he was chasing the other unicorn, or she was chasing the other unicorn down like some nice little cloudy mountain. And yeah, kind of the same sort of design, just kind of a different orientation for all of my stamps, and that kind of wrapped up these cards. I go ahead and decorate the inside of all of my card bases finally, and once I'm done doing that, that basically wrapped up all of these 3 cards. Okay, y'all, I had one Franken card, and listen, this video is already kind of a hot mess, so we're gonna keep going with the hot messery. I decided to include this card in here, even though I was like, yo, maybe we shouldn't show it off, but cards don't always come out perfectly, alright? And sometimes you don't want to sacrifice material, so you gotta improvise, alright? So for this particular card, I go ahead and I took off that little word die from the top. I literally tried to rip it off, and then I covered up my sins with more strips because that's what we do in life. That's what adulthood is all about, kids. Boom. Yeah. And the parts that I didn't like, I just go ahead and I just cut off using my paper trimmer. And because this looked very, very crooked, I figured the only way to salvage it was to literally put it on another white card base and just add more strips and pray that nobody notices like how crooked this is. Literally just keep praying for the best, add more things, share it up, and hopefully literally no one notices. I tried to add more clouds to kind of even everything out and kind of give it a nice straight orientation, but then everything was still sort of off, so I tried to like go back in and cut more of my card panel just to make it a little bit more straight. It didn't work out for me, so this is still kind of a bit of a Franken card, and we're gonna cheer this little card on because it went through a lot to get to this point. Anyway, I go ahead and I just adhere this down to a lavender card base, and I go ahead and just start decorating it. here you can kind of see that that black cardstock would look perfect against those colorful backgrounds on their own. You don't necessarily need the Gina K sparkle glue. And the only reason why I haven't added it yet is because this was the next day after a crafting session. My craft desk was a hot mess, so I could not find my glitter paste. I do find it by the end of this video and I do add it to that. But yeah, this basically kind of wrapped up my card once I was done decorating the inside, and whoever gets this card, at least you guys know this one had a bit of a story and repairing it and whatnot. But yeah, thank you guys so much for dealing with this video. I'm a bit scatterbrained right now. I'm kind of sleepy and I need a nap like I'm literally a child. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That's it for me, guys. Take care, and until next time, bye.